Don't let anybody tell you. Oh,
My Family Mess, All Sports Media presents the Wednesday Sports Talk Show. And my name is Mark Gregory alongside Addison Sloan. And actually, the host of the show is without hiding again, Addison. And I think first off, how are you doing?
I am great, Mark. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good, but I think we sort of got busted a little bit there for about 2 seconds because I think Edward hit the live button and then he went to the countdown. So they probably heard us laughing and all that stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's hopefully, uh, I'm sure you agree with us. You put up about 4 minutes of it. Just behind the scenes before the show, we could absolutely make a bloopers reel, probably make millions and millions of dollars off of
We could absolutely do that. I think so. That would be funny. We need to do that.
it. And folks, dedication, I got to brag on Addison. She just come back from practice and right straight to the show. She's ready to hit it. And again, this is Edward's first show of the year. Of course, Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media, the Wednesday Sports Talk Show. He changed the titles, but it's still the same theme. Edward will be basically covering a lot of the 13th region area. We also be doing a lot of Allen region stuff too. And talking about the man of the moment, he finally come back from hiding. Edward Hall.
Hey, turn that camera back on.
Yep.
Hey, I thought y'all was doing a killer job, so I was just gonna kick back and relax.
We ain't got time for relaxing. We're all hustle around here.
Yes. And Edward, we think you've hit the live button before you started the countdown. So they probably
Well,
had
listen,
us
you gotta add,
You got to
you gotta
start the
add
countdown
two
before you hit
seconds.
the live.
You gotta have that 2 seconds of your blooper reel that you was talking about while I was doing the behind the scenes work here.
Well, we'll be okay as long as the blooper reel stays at PG. You know, we don't want it to get beyond that there.
We don't go
It's a
past PG.
yeah, family show.
Right. Family medicine. She is absolutely.
Well,
It was not. Not an easy
fine.
practice. It was pretty rough, but it's okay because it was also fun.
So I probably don't want to ask you about details of the practice because we probably get in trouble, right?
Well, no, but don't ask us about our system or anything.
Did you hit anybody with one of them kill shots?
I do every day.
Was it
Do,
the
do you,
coach?
No, it's been actually I haven't hit a coach this well. I hit John North, but that does that count?
well, John North is a coach. He's a somebody. He's got a heart. We all put our
He
pants on the same way.
I hit him a couple times, but it's
I hope John's listening. I hope John's gonna make you run laps or something now.
no.
I'll
He'll
hit
be
John. I
running
won't hit nobody else.
He'll be running
John,
them
just
with
for the
me.
record, I wouldn't hit you with a ball. I think you're a great guy. There's no way I'd slap you with a ball.
Okay, to be fair, sometimes I don't mean to, but
Sometimes.
there's sometimes when John makes me angry and I target him. Like he'll play
So,
he he will join like our
John,
drills. Sometimes we have this one drill that we do. It's really fun. It's called Serving Queens. And he'll join sometimes. So I'm always targeting John North when he's on the other side. I'm like,
well, at least you ain't calling it hit the John or anything like
hit the
that.
John. I mean,
So
we think he is tuned in, maybe.
Uh-oh. Keep talking.
Tell
Keep
him,
talking.
go away. You're making me spill my secrets.
Yeah, you'll see.
But
Just
while we're
just for the record, I was talking good about him,
I wasn't talking bad
listen,
about John North. I love John
I
North.
love you, John.
I say we all love you, John, but even though Addison was throwing a little curveball there, but
Yeah, she's bringing the heat there a little bit. Yeah, if I see John, I'm gonna
He's
punk
used
him
to
with.
it.
but y'all ready for our first guest?
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever be. Is this football?
This is football. Good
You
to
all might have to
glad to
take
have
a
you. Know
Hey guys,
how are you?
I'm doing all right. I just got home from football practice.
Well, everybody's
Huh?
practicing today.
Everybody's having practice. Was yours a hard practice too?
Uh, it was a decent practice. We had offense today. A lot of running and a lot of routes and stuff. Just a lot of running.
So I got to ask you, do you get hit harder during practice or during the regular game?
I'd say in practice, I try and hit pretty hard in practice because I think if I can withstand it all week and hit as hard as I can during practice, it can't get any worse in the game. So.
That makes sense. But Mark, Addison, before I start asking my questions, do either one of you all want to ask him a few questions?
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know maybe a single thing about football, except for there's 11 people on the field. So y'all got that.
Well, you're right about that. They are living on each side. But Noah, 2-0. Tell us about the quick start here.
Oh yeah, we're coming right now. We had a 2-0. We had a 4.
John North is clipping me right now.
Hey, she knows a little bit about football. Clipping. That's a football term.
Yeah.
But
But go ahead, Mark.
on the 2-0 start, could you tell us again there? I cut out there for a second.
Oh, yeah, we're coming in hot right now. Coach, great coach. We're doing a lot of things better this year, and I feel like we can give a lot of teams this year a run for their money that wasn't a very close game last year.
Absolutely. It's hard not to see what yours are doing right now. I mean, wow, here comes the Cardinals. And just tell us a little bit about how Coach Hines has helped you and helped you personally, helped the team here.
Coach Hines is a great coach. He came in, not really knowing any of us. He pulled me aside at the beginning whenever he came in, and he was like, "I remember you from last year. We did scouting on you when I was at Pulaski." He said, "You are a really hard nosed football player, and you fly around the field. And if you do everything I tell you to, we will make you an all state linebacker this year." And so far, I've done everything he said, and I've had a great start to the year, and we'll just see what the future holds for us.
Folks, he's just not saying this. No, I have to brag a little bit on you, okay? If that's okay. Yeah. At this point, you're leading your team in tackles.
Yeah.
The last year, tell me if I'm wrong, 106 total tackles for the year.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about flying to the ball. We're talking over 100 tackles in one season. And from what I've seen last year, what I'm seeing this year, your leaps and bounds better. You definitely did the bigger, stronger, faster for sure. I mean, I'm seeing you fly to the ball like you never have. And what have you did to better your body to get you to this point?
I'll be honest with you, it was a lot of stuff that I took my dad's advice into account. My dad played D1 football at EKU, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was kind of kind of fighting his advice on everything for the past 3 years, and I wish I wouldn't have. But bless his heart, I just went hard in the weight room. I made sure I did my plyometrics all winter and all throughout the spring during baseball, and I just continued. Like, consistency is what it is. Um, you can lift hard one day a week and it's not going to do anything, but if you lift pretty hard 5 days a week for 6 months, you're gonna have results.
Hey, Addison Edward, I can tell you another interesting tidbit that I've seen on him. I was looking again to tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you're a big stat guy, though. I know you're more about team and all that stuff. He might knows you personally, knows you're all about team, but when you get our age, it's all about stats. But one interesting tidbit, I believe 2 rushes on the season, and guess what he did both times?
Yes, sir.
2 touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
So if they, yeah, that tells me that he has to be stronger than the bull. It's like when we need this 2 yard plunge, or when we need this plunge into the end zone, we know who we're giving it to. So yeah, I'd say you're a rough one to try to bring down, especially with a full head of steam, just by look of your body and stuff like that. So they know what they're doing. Like we need this touchdown, let's give it to the big guy here. So
Yeah.
wow, like I said,
Well,
I've seen leaps and bounds of improvement. You've always been one of the best in not only in this area but in the state, and you went leaps and bounds. And I know these colleges are going to start. They're going to start coming after you really, really hard. That's the reason why we asked you to come on. Like, man, we got to bring this guy on. This guy is like, wow, he's something special. But Addison or Edward, he's been having for a while.
Well, I'm actually going to throw a little bit in too, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Noah. But if I'm not mistaken, from the stats I've seen, you've also got a receiving touchdown also.
yes, sir. I do.
So see, no, he does it on all sides of the ball, Mark.
Yeah.
He runs it, he catches it, he chases them down. He's even got a sack, if I'm not mistaken, on the season.
Yes, sir. I do.
No, have you ever just like you got tired of hitting human beings and you just went on the sideline like tackle the water jug or something? Like I gotta hit something else. I'm tired of.
Uh, there's nothing like the adrenaline rush on Friday night.
but if he did, he wouldn't have tell us anyway. But he's probably thought about it a couple times or so.
Mark, just because you tackle the water jug doesn't mean everybody else would.
Well, a water jug's about the only thing I can catch. To be honest, everything else is outrun me. But
So I got to ask you because it looks like you've got a nose for the ball. Have you ever had like a player just intentionally fall down just because he got tired of getting hit by you?
Actually, the last game, their quarterback had a bad snap and it went over his head, but he was a little shifty guy. He was running around the field and I got a beat on it and I saw it. And as soon as he turned around and saw that I was right there on him, he just went down. I was a little upset because I wanted that sack, but that's whatever helps the team out.
Well, if I was getting hit from you as many times as you've been tackling people, yeah, I think I'd just start saying I got cramps and have to go sit down. But I got to ask, this is one of my favorite questions. When you're out there on the field, are you a trash talker? Do you try to play the mind games with them, or you just let your game do the talking for you?
I've been a bit ever since Pee Wee football. I played in Breathitt County High. I played for the Breathitt County stuff, and before we moved up here, and Shorty Combs, an All-American linebacker, was our coach for Pee Wee football, and he always told us, "Let your pads do the talking. That's going to talk a lot more than what your mouth can say."
Well, yeah, I agree with that 100%. But I'm the guy that if I tackled Mark like 2 or 3 times in the game, I'm gonna go over and start kicking grass on him, turf on him, laugh at him, point at him, tell him he might want to go have a seat or something. I just got to talk like that with Mark.
There are some big rivalry games with like North and Whitley. I'd say it's kind of hard not to, but it's not nothing personal, I don't think.
You probably see him like at Walmart or something and probably talk a little trash to him a little bit off the field, eh?
we're buddies off the field, but in between those lines, it's different.
Yeah.
I agree. So I just got asked, how do you think that helps in the long run? Because see, like back when I went to school, you wasn't friends off the field if you wasn't friends on the field.
Yeah.
So how do you do that switch going from being buddies going hanging out on after school to now I'm here just to basically beat you up because I'm gonna tackle you every play?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I ain't put a little stunt in some friendships. If I'm being honest, I'd say that they probably get mad at me for a while after the game, and then they'll be back my buddy maybe a week or two after. It's all passion and just gridiron and on the field. It's nothing personal with anything.
So I got to ask you, you got a game coming up Friday at Russell County. So have you had a chance to look at them any this week?
Oh yeah, I've been doing a bunch of scouting so far. We've got a good game plan. We've went over their plays in practice, and I do remember them from last year and their quarterback. I know he's a good ball player. Likes to scramble and he's got good size to him. And we're prepared for it. I'm prepared to contain the scramble. I think it'll be a good game. It'll be a good game to tune in for.
And before I turn you back over to Mark here, do you like a more, like you said, shifty team, or do you like a more team that's just more physical up front?
Well, I'd say it's more 50-50 because the more physical teams that we play, the more tackles I get and the more action I get. When we play the shifty teams and that are straight spread offense, it's more just like playing like your 7-on-7 and stuff. And, there's more like touchdowns and stuff that can happen. But, I mean, I'm not afraid to play no physical team like Bell County or somebody like that. It just means more action for me. So, honestly, I could do either one. It doesn't bother me.
That's well said. But
Yeah.
Mark or Addison, before I keep asking the questions.
I don't know what to ask.
Okay. Noah, I know you said you wasn't much of a trash talker. Aspen, of course, she plays sports too. Now she's playing volleyball and stuff like that. She's always saying she'd like to knock people out with the volleyball. Would that be something you would do if you was playing volleyball?
Oh, yeah. 100.
See, I'm not the only one. It's
Would you hit the bigger guys or the smaller guys? Me, I'd hit the little guys. I don't think you probably wouldn't matter to you, would it?
I'd probably hit it at their best player and just show it.
Yeah, they wouldn't come running at
what he's
you.
talking about.
Yeah, I don't think that they'd come running at Noah. Noah just flattened them down. I mean, 106 tackles. That just shows you that. I think he probably put about anybody down he wanted to. But of course, you're 2-0. And of course, we know what South Laurel's ultimate goal is. Anybody's team's goal. You want to be the last team standing. And right now, early on, you proved that you're right with anybody. What is it going to take for you and your South Laurel Cardinals to get to that ultimate point?
We have done a lot of preparation, and we as a team collectively know what it's going to take. We got to clean up a lot of our mental mistakes. Our ceiling is through the roof, but
Yep.
our floor is just as low. We could be the best team you've ever saw, and also a team that has all those mental mistakes and stuff. We had a lot of penalties last game. I think that we have every tool and everything with Coach Hines to be a team that contends for region, which hasn't been a while for South Laurel, but I feel like everybody's counting us down this year, and they're in for an awakening for South Laurel football.
Absolutely, and you're definitely letting the play on the field do your talking for sure. Again, it's hard not to see what you're doing early on in the season and not be impressed. It's really, really hard to see it. And just you being a senior and How hard is it? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go in details about it, but the better play that you've been putting on the field, I'm sure you're getting some calls from schools, or eventually they're going to start coming if they ain't already coming. But how's it hard just to block all that out and just be a football player for the Cardinals right now?
I can't lie, it is hard not to think about the future and what it holds. But I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't miss high school. So I'm just trying to play it slow right now and just think about right now, not think about college and where I'm gonna go or who's gonna offer me, all that stuff. I'm just trying to have a good senior year, and then after that we can talk all of those. You know.
Well, you've already got off to a flying start on that. I think 27 tackles right now. I mean, you're already on pace, even eclipsing what you did last year. But I'll let Addison or Edward finish you out. And I personally want to thank you for coming on. I know you're a senior. I know you've got so much more on your plate, and I know you got school, you got senior stuff. You've got a football team to deal with, and you got a lot going on. And we really, really do appreciate young men and young women that when you do come on and give us your time, and cannot give you enough thanks for giving us your time.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite. I had a blast.
Well, I got one final question, then I got a graphic to show you that I'll send to you.
Okay.
This is probably one of my favorite questions. I know I did it in every sport that I played. Is there a certain team that you highlight at the beginning of the season because you can't wait to play them?
Oh, dang, I should have asked that question.
North Laurel.
I kind of had that feeling because, I went to South Laurel myself. So I knew back in the early 2000s how that rivalry and stuff went, but let me in on how it is like today.
I would say the rivalry is there's more hype behind it than there has been since I've been here. We've talked about it nonstop within our team. We've scouted North since week one. Like there's been North film up since week one, and we play them week 7. So if that tells you anything about how we're gonna want to play against North this year.
Well, no, I want to interrupt on that. I got the easy way out. I'm actually a graduate of Laurel County. It was actually South Laurel at the time, but it was one school back then whenever I went. So it was Laurel County. So I didn't have to worry about the rivalry back then.
That's letting in on his age right there. But if I can get this thing to scroll over here. So we do put a graphic together for each student athlete we ask to come on the show. And this is kind of our way of, saying thank you for taking the time to come on and answer some of our questions. And I will send it to you after the show. It is yours. You can do what you want to with it, and we'll actually post it on our pages. But we do just kind of like to get your thoughts on it.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love that. That's a.
Yeah, well, I do. I do appreciate it. Well, I really do appreciate that. It's yours to, do what you want to with, and I'll send it to you just as soon as the show's over. And me personally, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on and hopefully get to get up there and cover you here in the next upcoming weeks. And, best of wishes to you on the remainder of the season.
Thank you guys for having me on and everything, and keep an eye out for the South Laurel Cardinals.
Absolutely. Keep that train rolling. Keep it rolling.
All right. We do appreciate you.
All right. Thank you. See you guys.
Hey.
Good.
That was
You're going to have to send me football questions, guys. I don't know football.
All right. Well, I sure will. Before next Wednesday, I'll send you some football stuff.
There's 11 people on the field, and I know the quarterback throws the ball. That's good enough, though, right? Like, that's pretty good.
Man,
works for
and
me.
we try. I did forget to.
I'm saying this. I'm in a football fantasy league tonight at 10:30. I don't even know what football fantasy is.
Well,
Fantasy football.
you draft your team. A lot of times it's quarterback, running back. Normally two running backs. The standards are quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, tight end, defense, kicker.
I'm like, like I'm trying like the black sheep, black swan of the family. I'm just a placeholder in this little fantasy league they got going on. They just needed a sixth person.
Well, if you're worried about drafting, let it through the auto pick. I
Well,
did fantasy football for I couldn't tell you how many years, and most of the time our auto pick teams win it.
we'll
It always
see.
takes the best available.
This
What's
the
all take into
next
consideration?
the next guest, Addison. I believe
I know
you
her
can do
very
you
well.
can do a lot of talking on this one.
I planned on it.
Yeah, so I get to sit back and enjoy and drink out of the cup.
All right.
What are you
Well,
drinking, by the way? Wait, I hope you're drinking water. Something healthy and nutritious.
They I'm gonna lose this football league thing because
Why are you going
Hey,
to
I
lose the
don't
football?
know football either.
because
So
they turned auto off and now I can't auto pick. I'm gonna have to go get my dad to help me.
Everett has never. Team Hall has never beat the nation ever in fantasy football. Ever, ever.
I was on your fantasy team one time.
And I beat you both times we played. I can prove it. Don't
One.
make me jerk it out.
I
You
was only
see?
on there one time.
Yeah, but you ain't saying that because you know I'm right. You
Okay
couldn't
now.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
anyhow, Addison,
you got to name your team. By
I'll
the
let
way,
you start off.
you got to name your team. By the way.
I know. I figured that out. I don't know what to name it. But Mark, start it off so I can get in deep with my questions.
And of course, again, thank you for coming on, and just thoughts again early on the season, and I just give you some word of advice. I wouldn't talk bad about John North like somebody else did on this show, but
oh
just
no,
just
Addie.
early,
I
yeah.
didn't talk bad about him. They're making it up. They're gonna get me in trouble.
But just give us thoughts about early on in the season. But now here next week, if you want to private message me and Edward, let us know what happens tomorrow or the next day of practice with Addison. Go ahead, let us know. If you want to video it, go ahead. We'll play it next week on the show.
No,
Her
we
running
won't.
around the floor
No, we
doing
won't.
push-ups.
I'll let y'all get the run lives.
Oh my goodness.
Just for
No,
the record,
but
I love you, John. Love
I
you.
love you too, John. I appreciate you.
John North is great.
Yeah,
He's such a good person.
yeah. After you bonk him with
Love
the
him to
ball.
death.
Is he a
but
good person before or after you hit him with the ball? All right, we'll go. We'll have to quit
I can't.
picking on
Michaela,
Addison here.
do you hit anybody with the ball in practice?
no, not today. I didn't. At least.
Oh, not today. Oh, I can see where this is going. Maybe
I really.
Poor
I don't
John.
think I've.
Poor John.
you know, yous are awesome at volleyball. I'm not taking nothing out of that, but yous might be even a better dodgeball team. My goodness, I could see
I think
them
we.
really being really good at dodgeball.
Hey, if they'd let us have it at school, I'd play.
Hey, you remember that old saying? If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
No, we don't remember that old saying, Mark. We're young.
Oh. The
Yeah, I don't
5
know that.
rules of dodgeball. dive, duck, dodge, or something. Yeah, and duck and dive. Somebody might help me out. Somebody will realize what I'm talking about. It's 5 rules of dodgeball. It's like dive, dip, duck, dodge, and dive. Yeah, something like that. No, come on.
So first off, how did you get dodgeball from volleyball?
Well, they're sort of playing dodgeball, volleyball. I mean,
What you ain't in volleyball? Last time I checked, I don't think you're supposed to dodge the ball. You're supposed
Yeah.
to hit it back.
The whole point is to not dodge the ball.
Yeah, do not let the ball drop.
well, let's be honest, Edward. Would you hit one of their balls back?
No, I would be a dodgeball expert. I mean,
Well,
I
there
watched
you
it
go.
firsthand
There you
twice. So I
go.
mean, so
There you
no,
go.
I mean,
But Michaela, just thoughts on the early season and just thoughts about your team and again, just talk a little bit about that if you can.
I think we played against really good teams in the season, and like they challenged us better, and it just made us a better over team overall. And if we just work as a team and stuff, we're doing pretty good and stuff. Which we worked a lot in the summer with tournaments a lot, and I think that helped us improve a lot. Like it helped us with our communication. I know it helped me personally with my serves and everything, and it was just like it helped a lot playing different teams from not around here to kind of expand from where we normally play and stuff and who we play against.
Um, it's hard not to think about Pineville, and it's one word comes into your head is family. When you think of Pineville, you think of family, and just the atmosphere and the support that young ladies get every time you go on that court. How big of a difference maker is that?
It's a big difference. I started volleyball in 6th grade, and I would have never like expected like the atmosphere like so positive and like a family, and like truly that has like lifted. I think it lifts up the whole team knowing that like if you make a mistake, players are not going to be mad at you. Your team's not going to be mad at you. They'll just lift you up, and it'll. I think volleyball's a mental game, so that helps a lot with that, and knowing that they back you up and everything.
So I'm sure you ensued the chants on the sideline. Who normally starts the chants and do you practice these or do you like take a day of chant practice or how does that work out?
I wish.
Oh yeah, I wish we could.
So
I got
actually, you're
one.
not coordinated, like one singing one verse and another one singing another verse. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No, I will say our chance started kind of last year with the senior, Laura Mills. She was like a big supporter, and like she was just overall an amazing person. And I think that kind of passed down into this year. Um,
Story of my life.
she's a brave soul, folks. She's a brave soul. She also comes before the show starts.
On
Yeah,
time, unlike
she'll never be the same after that 5 minutes.
but I think it just passed down to younger players, and that's pretty much how the chance started, I guess.
So do you remember any of the chants right now? I mean, we could probably ask you, hey, could you give us a quick chant, or would that be something you'd be willing to do? Oh,
Um,
Aspen's fixing to jump in.
yeah,
He
there's the
knows
block.
exactly which one I'm doing.
Yeah, there's the when we get a block, we do she said no, and
Jeez.
then when the other team hit the ball out, we go 1, 2, 3, OUT out, see ya. That one's probably my favorite one. It's just I don't know, just something about it. Everybody knows it. Everybody gets loud with it. And it's just a good chant.
Well, my chant would be like, raw, 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 kick Edward in the knee, raw, raw, raw.
I think that's illegal, Mark.
Oh, oh. Aspen or Edward, I'll let Jens take over.
Well, Addison, I'll let you do the majority of the talking this time.
Yeah, we get the rest.
I want to know something because I always get flamed for hitting John North. Have you ever hit John North or Sam North in the face or with a
Just on the
ball?
record, he might be listening. He might be listening.
I think I hit John one time accidentally, but it was like my freshman year, and I missed the serve, and John was right there, and he hit him right in the head. But I think that's the only time I've hit him.
Good answer.
I don't.
Well, see, hers was accidental, Addison. Unlike you pointing at him and saying, I'm hitting
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Hey, I've
Addison,
never seen.
one of these days, maybe we'll John North and will let us like get in the gym there and we can videotape like you playing 1-on-1 against Edward and bonking some of them balls off of him. We'll video it. We'll run it on the show.
it. Well, as long as it's a game to one, because that's too much running.
For the 30 seconds that pops up when the live is starting, it's not going to be the black screen. It's just going to be me and Edward playing volleyball. Edward, you go. I've got to think for a minute.
All right. Well, Lord. Here I thought I was going to let you answer them all.
But
All right.
I know the answer to all of them. So it kind of feels weird asking the questions when I know the answer.
All right. So, tell me a little bit about, John and Sam up there, what they've done for you in volleyball and, outside of volleyball.
John and Sam, they kind of took me under their wing, honestly, because where I started so young, and I think I was like the only, like, I guess, middle schooler on the high school team at the time. So they kind of like took me under their wing, and I think like they pretty much pushed me to my limits, which I thank them so much because that made me into the player who I am today. And I give them enough thanks. They've truly done.
Ever piggybacking off that question, she's the first sixth grader ever, if I'm seeing that right, ever to join the program. Ever.
Yeah, it was definitely scary, I think, because like, when you're in sixth grade and you see a bunch of high schoolers, that's a very scary environment. But truly, like you said, family is really a powerful, and they really took me under their wing. Even the high schoolers did. Like, they still cheered me on because I didn't know anything about volleyball. I didn't even know what bump set hit was or nothing. I just was trying a new sport, and it turned into something I truly love. And like, yeah.
So I got to ask you before Mark starts trying to steal all my questions. But I think I know who it is, but who's the hardest hitter on your team?
Ooh, I would definitely have to say Addison or Ava. It's between them two.
So if John and Sam played volleyball 1-on-1, who's gonna win that one?
Ooh.
You better pick the right answer. You better pick the right answer.
I'll have to say Sam.
That's the right answer.
I think she can ball up John any day.
she can trust the practice.
I think John and Sam.
Oh.
She has left the building.
See, here I am trying to get John some type of love, and nobody wants to give him any type of love. What about that? Other than us, Mark.
Oh no.
Yeah, to piggyback a little bit more on your question, She's been with the junior varsity now for 5 years, and within that 5 years, that's half the time the program has even been there. I believe the volleyball program has been 10 years. She's been with them 5, so she's been there like half the time that the program has been running. So that's a big accomplishment.
I
The
I don't even think it's been 10 years. I think we started in 2016. Is that 10 years?
Okay, well that's probably 8. I was thinking 10.
Yeah,
Maybe
hey,
I'm
Yeah,
some.
I don't. It's not been a long time at all. We.
Okay,
I
maybe
am so sorry.
maybe somebody can
I had
correct
a
us. Has
phone
it been
call.
10 years or 8 years? Oh,
I see she's back now.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
It's okay. It happens.
but
I mean,
that's
Addison gets up and walks away at least twice to every show because Mark
You
makes her
should have
mad.
been here when my internet went out and I just didn't come back.
I'm really surprised my Wi-Fi hasn't went out yet. My Wi-Fi's so bad.
well, here at the Berg, we got the good internet. Not everybody's in the Ville. I'm in the Berg.
Uh,
Listen, feel free the next time that we're there to just start bonking him with volleyballs anytime that you want to. I mean, we can make that our opening, 30 seconds before I come back home.
Addison, you got that.
I think we do it.
We
I
got
think we
it.
do too.
Hey,
I
home
might
game
even
tomorrow.
Helkins. There you go. So, come down to the Ville tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah, come on.
But I'm still trying to learn the game of volleyball. So, what would you consider, probably your I'd say your favorite aspect of the game?
My favorite aspect would definitely be, I think where I'm like a defense specialist, like in the back row. I like digging up balls when they try to hit it and try to get a kill, and like I dig it up, and I think that's just it's an amazing feeling, I guess, knowing that like you digged it up and like it wasn't a kill and like they got a point instead of us. So that's probably my favorite part about volleyball when you get a good up.
So, a dig, that's when somebody tries to, I guess, spike it over, kill it, or whatever, and you save it from hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Yes, that is right.
So, what would be the difference between a kill and a spike? Or is there a difference?
There's not a difference. It's just
Maturity.
different words. Yeah.
Maturity. In the way you say it.
Oh, well. Sorry, Mark, you're out.
It's like when you start to get to know the game better, you kind of transition. It's not even like you just try to. You kind of transition from I'm gonna spike this ball to I'm gonna kill it. Like then it's kind of just a kill.
So, can you consider a spike like the little baby taps and then a kill when you like try to like just slam it?
No, that's a kill too if you tip it over.
Oh,
Yeah.
This
well.
is why I'm here is to teach them volleyball.
Teach them the game.
See? Now, the only thing I thought
Hey,
you did was just literally just hit the ball. I mean,
have one
I knew
have
you had
one of
3
you
times, but that's it.
have one of you ever hit the ball so hard it hit one of the little umpires standing on the side of the net and maybe knocked them off the stand? Uh
I
oh.
have it. But
Uh oh. She
No,
fixed it up.
no. Do you? Okay, no. That just brought back district's championship game at Knox when Ava ran over the line judge.
oh my, and he felt so bad.
He
I
never
felt
came
so.
back. He retired after that game.
He did. It was so bad. I forgot about that. I think that was last year, wasn't it? Or the year before?
No, it was the year before because it was at Knox and last year was at Lincoln.
He is right.
What have you all? Either one of y'all ever wanted to hit one of the umpires?
Yes. I'll say that she won't.
I'm just gonna silently shake my head.
But Mark Addison. See, Addison, I thought you was gonna be the one asking all the
Well,
questions.
I'm about to ask a question, Edward.
Okay, see, I see.
Now this gonna feel a little weird asking this, but how do you like the vibe like of the team? What like do you think? Hold on. Okay. This feels so weird. Like the atmosphere around the whole team. Like, how do you feel that it helps with?
Can you repeat it one more time? It just came back on. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. How do you feel like that whole atmosphere, like at home games, away games, with the crowd, the team, everything? Like, how do you feel that helps us with games?
Oh, I think it helps us just because, like, knowing, I guess everybody's like yelling at you and knowing like people from school and people from Pineville is like there to support you and like they're like 10 they're 10 foot behind you always. I think that just helps so much because they're always going to cheer you on. And knowing they're louder and stuff for you, it just helps a lot. Because once again, volleyball's a mental game, and if you know people's behind you, it shakes off all the mistakes you made beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, Mark couldn't play then. You said it's a mental game, so Mark, you're out on hit.
I've got good work ethic, something that Edward don't have. Again, I got some sources, but I'm hearing that your work ethic's pretty good too. Tell us a little bit about your preparation.
Preparation. I think really what helped me a lot is I couldn't even like get my serve over the net freshman year at the end of freshman year. And I kind of got like I didn't get playing time for that, but instead like I just worked off season. I was in the gym almost every day trying to build my arm strength up and everything. And I think that helps. I think that helped a lot with sophomore year coming in starting varsity.
Um, Dedicating yourself that much, was that something hard for you to do, or was that more of a natural element for you? Because me, your age, and you're much more mature than I ever was at your age, but there's no way I could have dedicated myself to that. Was that natural to you, or just something, or that just again go back to just a mental thing that something for yourself?
No, it definitely wasn't easy for me. It's definitely a mental thing, but I knew I just love the sport too much and I wanted to get better at that sport to get playing time. So I had to push myself beyond limits for that.
I've got to ask you one other thing, and I actually had a kid that enjoyed Legos growing up, so I'm hearing something about Legos.
Yes, I love Legos. Last year, towards the end of the year, actually, John, he brought Legos, and I came to school just for Legos. Really, I didn't care about the schoolwork or anything, but I came for Legos.
It was STEM class.
It
That's what
was.
we called it, STEM class.
So
It was my
who's the
favorite.
best? Who's the best designer when it comes to Legos? Are they one that stands out above the others?
Definitely not John. John's definitely not.
John, poor John. I'm telling you, John's going to. Well, John, I love
He's
you, man.
he's taking the heat today.
Yes, he is.
Honestly, it was kind of like a team effort. I think there was like 10 people that worked on Legos. Like we all had assigned bags or whatever, and if you touched anybody else's bag, you might would have got hit for it. You had only your bag only. You just worked on your bag.
Well, what I did with my Legos, I made maybe like a stick out of it. I've been trying to hit Edward with it, so I'd probably flunk the class right off the bat or something.
It always reframes to you trying to hit me with something.
It's just
What?
brotherly love. It's just me showing you the love.
You're being very passive aggressive right now.
I'm,
You're being very violent.
I'm still wanting to know what you're drinking in that cup. Hopefully, it's water or something very
It's
nutritious.
water. It
Okay,
is water.
it ain't pop or anything non-nutritious, is it? Like
No,
me, I drink
water.
nutritious cups of coffee. Very
It's water.
nutritious.
I need hydration after that practice.
You drink
Yeah.
decaffeinated coffee.
No, I drink the real stuff. Decaf's like fake coffee.
That's a question I'm surprised he hasn't asked
And
yet.
it's actually
Do
hot
you all
coffee.
like hot coffee or
coffee.
iced coffee?
Probably iced, I would say. I ain't a big coffee drinker though. Like if I drink it, I have to have a lot of creamer in it or I can't drink it.
No,
Uh-oh. Is it chocolate milk? Don't make us have you to open it, look in it.
I took it out of the freezer in the locker room. No, it's water. I promise.
That's her story, folks. It's water.
All right, so I got a couple more questions for you before I see if Mark or Addison got anything left for you. So I know when I was in school, I always had I always had that one team that I would always highlight that I look forward to playing the most. So which team would it be for you?
I would definitely say probably Knox, just because it's in our district, it's a rival, and I think only we beat Knox a few times at home, like a couple times in history. So like winning against them this year and the year before was just a big accomplishment.
So before I turn you over to them, there is always a graphic that I tend to put together for each student athlete that comes on the show, and that's kind of our way of saying thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to Mark. I'm sorry you had to deal with him, but I will send it to you. I will send it to you after the show. But I just kind of want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Thank you all.
You're welcome. And again, I do appreciate that. And thank you for taking the time to come on. And best of wishes to you for the rest of the season. But Mark, Addison,
Thank you.
I want to know if you think we're gonna win tomorrow.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we're gonna win.
Because I have a great feeling, and I just wanted to know if anybody else had that feeling. I'm feeling good about it.
I am as well.
well, as long as you ain't hitting John with the ball, then y'all should win tomorrow.
I'll try my best.
Don't be.
I'll try my best. It just goes there. I don't try. It just goes there.
Michaela, just thank you for coming on for real.
For real.
We're all in here. We're 100% goofy, but I think we've helped you laugh a little bit. If we've helped you laugh, then we did our jobs. Lord knows that you as a student athlete and all the stuff that you have on your shoulders, it's probably good to laugh every now and then. Just relax, and laughter's the best medicine. And I absolutely do want to thank you for your time and thank you for coming on and being a player and stuff like that. And just I can see how you and Az and Missions here. I know you love each other, and like I said, you are all family down there. It's hard not to think of Bible, not think of the word family, and you are picture proof of that. Just how you are acting with each other and stuff like that. You know that you're close when you can joke and kid the way that yins are, and there's no hurt feelings. I can tell you both love each other, but that's what Bible's all about, love. And again, thank you for coming on, and hope to get y'all really, really soon because you've been a good sport. You've heard us. You sit here and listen to us rattle on for 30 minutes, and you've not even complained. You just went on with it, but we do thank you for your time.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Great interview. Great interview. Addison, you're
Yeah.
rolling tonight. No, uh, we love having you on. That's the reason why I was telling Edward to message you before the show. I was like, hey, we gotta get Addison on here. It just don't feel, this show don't feel right. That we're like the three amigos here, or something like that. It just don't
We
feel
just
right.
got to give you a hard time.
Yeah.
Well,
But we're
now
not the only one giving you a hard time tonight. It looks like all of Primal Volleyball Nation's giving you a hard time too. They're not.
it's I'll be fine. It's they do it all the time. It's every practice asking if I'm going to hit somebody today or if I'm going to get hit today because Cameron Builder, I'm going to call her out. Well, we do this drill called serve and chase. You serve your ball, you have to go get the ball that you hit. She hits me like 4 times during that one drill. And she didn't hit me today. And I was like, this is weird. She hits me all the time. So I'm not the only one hitting people. It's not just me.
But I'm sure you already know this, ass, and I would rather much be picked on than not picked on because if people are picking on you, that means that they like you. So I mean, so that just shows you got great personality, and people wouldn't be giving you a hard time if they didn't like you.
So this comment says the last time I played Addy, we almost fought in the student versus staff game, trash talking each other.
No,
I would like to note that he said right after that game that he would much rather be on my team than be playing against me. Thank you very much. And I actually have a picture from that game of me like doing this to him, and I think that very much shows mine and John North's relationship because he we're so much alike. I swear we are. One if we're playing against each other, we're complete enemies, but once we're on the same team, we're like he's one of my best friends.
All right. So,
and now she's talking good about him.
yeah, well,
I
you
mean, yeah,
got to do a little trash talking at the beginning, then you work your way into letting them feel the love. That's the way it works around here.
I can't show my soft side that much, okay?
Yeah,
I love
Mark.
I love my team. They're my family.
and we're not, and we're not.
Yeah, well, and we all fight like family too sometimes. So it's fine.
Yeah. Me and Edward, we can't get along for nothing. We disagree about 99% of the time. Hey, he be honest, he tell you I'm right, ain't I? Yeah,
We'll argue 99% of the time.
I wouldn't argue, it never hurt.
or disagree 99% of the time. Not as much argue.
That sounds better.
I
Yeah.
couldn't count. I could count on one hand how many times I actually agree with somebody throughout the day. The whole day at school, I could one hand.
See, that's the reason why you're on this show. You're just too much like us. We're like the three amigos.
Hey, if it works, it does.
So, you all ready to run through a quick run through of the top 5 must see?
We are ready.
I'm
Listen,
ready.
this took a lot of work for me to have to go through this.
As
You
he
might know
says,
some of these.
as he says.
This was a lot of work. And forgive me when I get to pronouncing some of the names because I might just go with the part of the name that I can pronounce.
I'm not going to attempt.
But this is your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 Must See in football. And you got Montavian Quisenberry from Boyle County with 3 total touchdowns. Cade Elam from Corbin with 8 total touchdowns. Max from Hazard with 9 total touchdowns. Noah Smith, South Laurel, 27 tackles, 3 total touchdowns. Eric, I'm trying to say that last name, German, I think, from Boyd County, 31 total tackles. So, any thoughts on those?
Well, as we say, I'm going to say each and every year, as we start this last year, and let me just harp on last year. This is not our top 5 players in the state of Kentucky. It's nothing about our top 5. This is your your top 5 must see. Just players that you need to go out and watch. These are really good athletes, and they do well by what they do. You know, the sport that they're playing, they're definitely must see athletes for the sport that they're playing. We're not ranking our top 5 athletes in the state. We're just ranking 5 that you would want to go out and watch.
Yes, correct.
But absolutely agree with that list. And we have one of the guests on tonight, Noah Smith, just absolute. Uh, when I look and think of Noah Smith, is no way trying to. I think of that movie Waterboy. I could just see how he just visualizes stuff and attacks. I can see Noah doing that. I'd be like, don't hurt me. I'd be like running back too. I'd fall down. I wouldn't want to take a hit by.
Addison, I know you don't know football, but you got any thoughts on it?
I've heard of most of them, and all I can say is that I've heard they're good. They're really good. But that's really all I can say. I'm not going to put my input on because I don't really know much about football.
Well, maybe this next one you can give me an insight on some of these. So this is your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 Must See. You got Grace Portwood from Notre Dame with 21 kills and 7 blocks. Addison Sloan from Pineville. I think I might know that one. 63 kills with 12 blocks. Savannah Hill from Harlan County with 165 assists. Let me get that correct. And you got Sarah, I'm going to say that, I guess that's Kemp because that's how it's spelt on KHSAA, from Sacred Heart with 385 assists. Addison Seiler from Whitley County with 38 kills and 6 blocks.
Absolutely, and I've seen 2 of these firsthand. And I know what Addison brings on the table. She brings a lot of power. It's all just power, just the knowledge of the game, and just how she helps her team be in the right spots when they need to be. Of course, John Samantha, they know what they're doing on the sideline, but she's sort of like a coach on the floor. So it's not only power, it's just knowing the game inside out. Ashton's another player too. She's been there and done it. I think I've even seen her in a state ranking where they had her really, really high up. And absolutely, we know what Whitley County's been and still are, and they're going to be a tough out for anybody that plays them. And I think you've even covered Harlan County yourself, Edward, but still got to play a little catch up on the other 2 girls.
Addison?
I've only played against one of them that I know of, and that is Savannah. This year, I've only played against one of them, Savannah Hill from Harlan County. She is dominant at what she does, and I mean that's really all you can say. She's so good at what she does. I couldn't ever.
What about that the Salone girl from Pineville? You know anything about her?
I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't like her very much. She's real good, from what I heard.
All right, so now we're gonna. So you have your Bryant Family Medicine top five must see from the girls soccer side, which is Autumn Sawyer from Whitley County with 7 goals, Addie Wall from Marshall County with 9 goals, and that jersey's right in the way. Mark, can you see that one?
No,
I think it's
Presley Thompson.
Presley Thompson, North Laurel, 5 goals. Maddie Leatherwood from McCracken County with 19 goals. And Lord, I just interviewed her now. Kylie Cup from Bell Cup, 27 saves.
again, I've seen two of these firsthand. Presley Thompson's a player, folks. Absolute player. And I'm telling you, I was really, really impressed with what I've seen there. And I am no way a soccer expert, but she's a player. And now I will tell you all about Autumn. This girl is, when you're talking, um, Autumn's one of the best in the region, one of the best in the state. You could almost talk about Autumn Sawyer as being one of the best in the country. And I think, I don't know if she broke it tonight. I've not heard anything, but she's right on the cusp of breaking a record that's going to be really, really special. And knowing her, she'll break it tonight or she'll break it by tomorrow. And see how early in the season it is. She's not only going to break this record, she's going to absolutely just crush it and add on to it. And this record might not ever be broke again. I'm not going to say a whole lot about the record. Hopefully, we could give it the love and attention it deserves when it comes that time. But I love her family, and just cannot say enough about them. And I'll tell you, they're a force to be reckoned with for sure. But you've covered the Kylie more than I have, and the other two. Again, I'm playing catch up on.
Addison?
I don't really watch soccer that much, but I do know one of them very well, Kylie Cup, and I know that she is a very sweet person, and I've heard that she's really good at what she does, but I've not watched.
Now moving on to the boys side. This is your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media top five must see. You got JB Carmichael from Corbin with 4 goals. You got Hero from OBI with 11 goals. You got Andrew from Somerset with 14 goals. You got is that
Brayden.
Braden Widener Bowling Green, eight goals. And then you got Braden from Henry Clay with 7 goals.
One I've seen JB at Whitley County, and this guy just he brings a what's the word for it? He brings a mojo with him, and you can tell that people follow that, and you sort of need that for somebody on your team, and I'm gonna bring Addison into this conversation. It's like Addison, when she's out there, she sort of got her own little mojo to a point, and people seem to tend to follow that. You want to see somebody out there saying, "Hey, I back what I do here," and that's what JB does. But he's a very, very humble young man too. Got to talk to him and interview him, and just very humble. Anything we needed, he's Johnny on the spot. And, that program is doing really, really well right now. And Hero, I believe Ryan was the one who got out there and covered them. But what can you say about OBI and what they're doing so far? And watch out for them in the 13th region.
I agree. All right, Addison, you got any thoughts?
I do not. Not on these ones. I've never watched any of them.
Well, I'm still learning that game too. You know, we'll get there, but I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on today, especially you, Addison. Mark, I have to deal with him all the time, regardless. But before we end the show, y'all got any final thoughts or anything?
This inspirational quote. She's ready. She's gonna say it. Here's her.
No, I don't have an inspirational quote. You had an inspirational quote.
You want me
Yours
to
just
say that?
makes no sense, but go for it. Say it. Say it if you want to.
No, we got to keep it PG, family oriented. Well, I got my thunder stolen. I was gonna ask Addison if she wanted to sing "Happy Birthday" with
I
me.
was
Then
gonna
somebody,
ask you if you wanted to sing happy birthday.
so should we sing it?
We should sing happy birthday.
Okay. Happy birthday to
To
Edward. Happy
happy
birthday to
birthday.
Edward.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear Edward.
Edward.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
you.
you.
I know my singing abilities ain't there.
You need some voice lessons.
Mark, you should just let Addison sing it by herself.
Yeah, I should if I should. Um, I don't really have the inspirational. The thoughts. It's something that we normally do. I didn't really want to go with the inspirational deal since this was our first show. I really just wanted to give a big shout out to our viewers and everybody that has taken the time to watch this launch of our first show of the season of this. And I just also want to thank everybody that has made our pages something special. Made our website special, or YouTube. All the followers on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, and just where everybody has come together and has made this. And I'm sure Edward would agree, and Addison, you could hop in on this too if you want to. This is way above and beyond more than anything we would ever expected at this early of a time period. We are reaching numbers that are quite frankly unreal for us to be a new launch. Folks, we're not even into our first full year. We started toward the back end of the basketball season. We're not even the first full year in. Go look at our numbers on Facebook. Go look at our numbers on these shows. It's really amazing, and it's because of Yuns is the reason that we're able to do this. And then we got the viewers and the people that chime in on our pages, and the people who comment, the people who support us. Not only the people who support us, you got to go back to Bryant Family Medicine because I'm saying enough about them, about everything that they do for us. And everyone knows what I'm talking about. They don't want to be first and foremost. They like anything we ask, we get. We're like, hey, you want us to run a commercial? Nah. Want us to run low? Nah. They don't care about any of that. They got one thought in their mind, and that's to promote these student athletes. And then we've got a good people like that sponsoring us. We got people supporting us on these pages, and you'll see it too. Everywhere me and Edward goes, we got people coming up to us. How can we help you? How can we help you? What can we do to help you? Help you. People reach out to us east and west. And I'll say enough about your coaches, as in Samantha and John, the support that they've given us. John is Johnny on the spot. I talk to him quite regularly. Anything I've ever asked from him, he's right there. And when it comes to this, there's nobody better in the business than John North. And I've learned almost entirely from him. And other guys, Steve Black, the Larry Spicers. There's a lot that I've learned from John's been, he's been right there. I've learned so much from him, and cannot be no more. What the word for it? Just a big thank you to all of yous, and thank yous for the support. And as long as we're getting the support, we'll keep working our butts off for yous. We'll keep working our butts off supporting these two athletes. And um, I'm getting older. My flames are dimming, but with Edward and Addison, the future's bright for this. And I know whenever my day comes, I give it up. I know people like Addison and Edward, they're going to be right there, and they're going to keep this rolling even better than ever.
Yeah, I mean, just even being on here a couple times, like I get questions, asked like, "Are you going to be on this week? Are you hosting this week?" Like it's getting out there. It's reaching a lot of people, and I think that's something so special, especially for our tiny little region down here that we've got. It's something to look forward to. Like every Wednesday, I I'm watching every Wednesday, even if I'm not hosting, if I'm not being a guest on here. Like I'll watch every Wednesday. I know we have so many supporters out there and people who back this kind of a business, honestly. Like they just back it with 100% honesty and love. I think that's really special.
So I'm gonna leave you with this. Thank you for the happy birthday song. But Addison, maybe you can teach Mark how to sing. But thank you both for coming on. This was the first show, so you know next week's show will be even better. And I got thank John for everything. I reached out to him, and it was like instantly he got back to me. So, and every time I've ever had a question for him, he's always answered me and helped me out a lot. And same with you, Addison. Here you are teaching us about volleyball now, and I'm about as I don't know what I'm about as much of a rookie as you can consider when it comes to that. Learning,
What
day by day.
what we need to do on one of our broadcasts, one of our first broadcasts, is what we need to do is if Addison ain't having a game of practicing, maybe ask her to come on with us on one of our live broadcasts of the game, so that she could give us a terminology of it, and we should and then we could do like the color four way. She does the play by play terminology part of it, and then we can learn from her like that.
I'm down whenever. If I'm not
Hey, or
at practice or at a game, as the way put it the way Mark said it.
or I did tell John that I had intentions on getting down there live streaming one of their volleyball games. We can live stream the JV and varsity game, and she can help us during the JV game.
Yep.
Hey, I'll do it.
See her? But
That can prepare us for
again,
the
I'm there at
varsity.
5 o'clock every day. I don't play JV. I haven't played JV since the first year I played volleyball. I'm there at 5 o'clock. JV don't start till 6. I watch, I support. So whenever you all are there and you want to broadcast JV, just find me in the stands. I'll be there.
But before you do your deal too, I've got to throw this out here too. And Addison, you can explain this better than me because I won't get the words together right. But Pineville has their own little. Not I'm not going to say little. That's not the right. Pineville has its own thing as far as a media broadcasting deal, right? And
Yeah.
could you go into detail about that?
We
Because I know
have
that helps better prepare youngs for doing this stuff.
in which I've actually also broadcasted with them before too. I think if I recall, it's Mountain Lion News, Mountain Lion Media, Sports
Yeah.
Media, something like that around that. And where we have like, last year Nadine Johnson did a lot of it because she was interested in it, and so did Cameron Billiter because we all have this dream, this passion, you could call it, to want to go broadcast these games, because we have people like you two and John North who bring this kind of atmosphere. It's a different type of atmosphere to life. Like, even just sitting there watching the game is so much different than when you're broadcasting and you're talking basically to yourself about what's happening. You understand it so much better, and that helped. Like, it's gotten me so confident. I only did it like, I think I done it for 2 JV games, and I mean, I couldn't hardly get a word out before on a screen or anything, and now look at me. So it just helps so much.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna leave you with this. You all said y'all killed it tonight. Addison, you killed it. I appreciate everything y'all that y'all done to help me out, and looking forward to next week's show. And Addison, feel free anytime you have any guest in mind that you would like me to bring on. Feel free to reach out to them, or I can reach out to them. Either one. Mark, same with you, and it can be anybody. As far as I'm concerned, they can be all the way in New York. I don't care. I'll reach out to them.
We'll find a way.
But I'm gonna leave you with this. We talked a lot about passion, it being a mental sport. If you want to see it firsthand, get out and cover these student athletes. You don't have to be media to go out and cover the student athletes. Just show up and see the heart and passion they put in. And I got to thank Bryant Family Medicine for everything that they do. And God bless, and everybody have a good night.